Sharon Kennedy didn't think this was the way she'd be spending her retirement. 70 years old and living in a van. But the former executive assistant says she had little choice. Now her fragile home is on the verge of disappearing, and she could lose what little she has left. From a distance, Sharon Kennedy seems to be enjoying a sunny day in the park with her two cats. But in reality, she's home.
It's not the greatest lifestyle. I wouldn't recommend it for anybody, but I would certainly say that it's a better option than living in one of those units.
Those units are apartments in the Toronto community housing building she once called home.
I was body checked into the wall. I was under death threats. 10 times my apartment door was jammed that I couldn't get in. One officer responded by taking a penknife and taking a toothpick out of the lock so that I could get in. They were jamming my lock.
Fearful for her safety, Sharon did the only thing she could think of. She moved into her van. This is your bed, then, and, everything else.
Well, that's it. That's our life. But at least for this little guy, his life was worse than this. He come off of Marina Drive, and he was out in 30-degree below weather, and I saw him trying to eat paper to survive. So, a lot of people think it's an inhumane lifestyle I'm giving them, but compared to what he had, it's one step up the ladder. And I know it's not a good lifestyle for them, but I seen him when he was suffering.
The trio has called this van home for 5 years, parking in safe lots at night and moving through the city. But then trouble hit.
The car is basically unsafe to be on the road, and it's inoperative. I mean, the transmission's gone, the battery's gone, there's a strut that needs to be repaired. It's a car that, I'm going to be putting more money in, which I don't even have, to repair it. It's absolutely condemned vehicle. It's what it is.
Construction workers helped her by pushing the van to its current location, a leafy side street in Long Branch. She's stuck and she's sweltering, although her cats are well cooled with cooling mats and wet cloths.
Parking enforcement-wise, I've been harassed with tickets. I've been told that if I leave the car for any reason, even to go over there for a comfort stop, that they'll impound the car and take the cats with them. So I've been forced to rely on the generosity of neighbors that will, watch the car for a few minutes while I go to the bathroom.
Money is tight, but Sharon and her cats are able to eat and stay relatively clean. But her pension doesn't come close to covering the costs of first and last month's rent, and she can't afford to fix her van, so she can't move on.
That's it. I sit all day waiting for the community to find their conscience.
Sharon doesn't feel safe in this shelter system and doesn't want to lose her cats, her only family. She's paid her parking tickets, all for parking in excess of 3 hours, a law she would happily follow if she could simply move her van. Now, we reached out to community housing, and they say for the past year there hasn't been any violence reported at Sharon's old building. They couldn't comment on the conditions 5 years ago. If Sharon wanted to go back, she'd be on a waiting list many years long.